is the path to reality. I can know it. The faith, the risk, the call, the uncertainty. I can hear it. The doubt, the lies, the truth, the cries. I'm trying to be who I'm meant to be. I'm lying in the field prepared for me, but I'm dying to move beyond belief, and on and on and on I go. I can trust in your plan, the dream, all that you've shown me. I get lost and feel the time to slide, the jump into obscurity. Did I miss it? Did I fail to realize your care for me? I don't get it. Is it faith or is it just up to me? I'm trying to be who I'm meant to be. I'm lying in the field prepared for me, but I'm dying to move beyond belief, and on and on and on I go. I'm trying to be who I'm meant to be. I'm lying in the field prepared for me, but I'm dying to move beyond belief, and on and on and on I go. Yet on and on and on you go.
Well, hey everyone. Hope you are doing well, and hope you are just hanging out and you are maybe sipping on a coffee, maybe settling into lunch, maybe you've just finished a chapel. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what's going on in your world, but I'm happy you're here and I'm happy you're tuning in or watching the replay or whatever you're doing. My hope is that we can have a little bit of an office hours, if you will, a creative office hours. The point of Beans and Beats and what I'm doing right here is just to open up a little bit of my day to creatives, to help you in any way that I can, answer any questions. I have a myriad of different topics I'm going to cover, but I'm also just going to, play some music and see what happens and see like if we can maybe get some ideas down, if what the Lord might have in store for us, if you will. But my hope really is just to have a chance to sit back in the middle of a Thursday. The week's been long, and I think it's just good to take a second and just catch up with one another, whether that be through social media and all the things that is, and or just making beats together and asking questions. And if I can help you in your projects, if I can clear a bottleneck, answer a technical question, share an idea, I'd love to do that. But I kind of wanted to provide a little bit more structure to these live streams, and maybe even just make them more effective in the mission and vision of what I'm trying to do this year, and that is just partner with more creatives. And so if everything's sounding good out there right now, I just want to tell me, drop a note in the chat. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're watching from, and we'll kind of dive in. I'll give you the walkthrough and the kind of the plan for today, and then we'll kind of warm up and maybe make a beat and see where we go from there. That sounds good to me. I don't know if you can hear that. Tell me if you can. I like doing Back to the Six. It's kind of how I feel this morning, especially since I was getting a little late. Started with Beans and Beats. Yeah, let's figure out a good tempo for that. Let me also share my screen here so you can see me. On YouTube, you'll be able to see all the things. On Instagram, you should head over to YouTube if you are watching from there. But yeah, let me see here. Let's find a good tempo. I see some hearts, I see some likes, but I don't see any comments. So let me know if you're watching and where you're watching from. Oh, Dawn says she can hear it a little. We can fix that. I always say your screen name. Stanton, what's good? Sounds good on my end. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. Let's pop over here to little tap tempo action. Nice. Let's do this. Why are you doing this to me? I like that. I like that as like a little intro there. In fact, I'll let that play while I talk about kind of the plan for today. So like I said, I wanted a little bit of structure to be provided and a little bit of direction to what Beans and Beats is, because I want to use my time wisely and steward my time wisely, like many of you, and I can only do so much of that. And so I wanted to be able to open up a little bit of my day to share resources, share tips, let you into a little bit of the life of a Christian creative. And so I have a couple things planned for today, and it'll be curious to see how this works, but I do want to answer any questions you have. So as you're watching and as you're hanging out today, I will have moments where we're oh, you lost me. That's good to know. So yeah, so there'll be times where we're just chatting. In fact, I'll go ahead and throw up the just chatting slide. And this is just going to be a chance where we can just kind of hang out. I'll answer your questions, and we'll do like a little creator Q&A, if you will. Along with that, actually, let's just do this. I'll just open up my slides here. So yeah, we'll say a creator Q&A. where I can kind of just answer your questions and maybe dive into projects that you're working on, or if you have questions for me when I'm working on beats, I'm happy to answer them. And then after that, we have a little section that we can dive into called Mission in the Marketplace. So Mission in the Marketplace can be just a second where we can talk about some strategies that you can use to maybe grow your ministry, but maybe even talk through some of the struggles that comes with that, right? Like, and some of the tension. And so if you have questions regarding that, I want to talk through that specifically around maybe the idea of selling your work and like putting forth your foot out there and what that looks like. How do we do that well? And so we can talk through that if you want to. And then also one thing I want to always make sure that I do on Beans and Beats is a resource rundown. So every week, I'm going to try to bring a couple different resources. I have a couple already today, and I want to be able to share those with you and kind of bring those and say, here's what I'm using, here's how I'm using it, or here's what I've seen used and even some strategy. And so I actually took a poll of some of these topics and things that we're going to run through in the community that I host. There's a free community called Run Club, and then I work with creators one-on-one and on their projects in a thing called Flock Creators. And in Run Club, I posted the topics for kind of the structure, and specifically some people wanted to mention some resources pertaining to landing pages and email lists. So I really wanted to kind of talk about that as well. So because I think email lists are really important for Christian creatives, really creatives in general. So I definitely want to dive into that. Stanton says, can you walk through any helpful tips in getting the right BPM straight from when you're creating a song? Yeah, I'll actually dive into that first for you, since we're kind of doing like a little bit of a chatting section. And then, so I'll make some beats and we'll kind of talk through music stuff, but I'll definitely do that. And I'll even walk you through like what I did then as I found it. So yeah, we can do that. So we'll have resource rundown. I'm really stoked about that. And then also one section I wanted to mention is a section called Faithful Flow. And this is just more of a fun name. But Faithful Flow is really how do we structure our time and do things well? Is there strategy there? Is there like not so much a push towards productivity, but just a push towards faithfulness? And there's some things that we do in our communities that I'm going to talk through. And so today I'm going to talk through one of the biggest game changers, because I've asked questions to almost 100 creatives now directly through Run Club, and I want to be able to share what I'm learning from them and what their struggles are. And so again, if you're watching from YouTube, or watching from Instagram, head over to YouTube. Much better experience. But that's the plan. So yeah, tell me what you guys want to walk through first, and what questions you might have, and then we can kind of start. And I'll make some beats as we kind of all deliberate. But yeah, Stan says I often write, and then when I get excited to start recording, it takes me a little while to really lock in a BPM for the song, getting it in the DAW. Yeah. So easy tip. Let's start there. So we'll start with a little bit of resource rundown. Or actually, I guess this would be a little creator Q&A. So start with a little creator Q&A here. So Stan asks, how often, like, how do you dial in a BPM for a beat, right? So I was just working on this beat, kind of got a vibe for it, knew in my head where I wanted it to be, and I always make sure, like, when I'm recording, I try to write with a BPM, but if I'm not, I do have a pace. And so just like when you're playing guitar, you want a tap tempo, I kind of made my own tap tempo on Ableton. So here's like the easiest way to do it. So let me pop over here, and I'll also stop this. So the question here is, how do you lock in a BPM? And if you're writing a song, or if you're taking a song maybe from a voice memo, or if you're taking it from an idea and trying to build more upon it, how do you bring that into a DAW and then produce off of it more? So one of the things I like to do is when I'm looking at a certain progression. So just a second ago, I was playing with right? Like I kind of already got a tempo in my head, right? And so what I did is I went over to Ableton. In Ableton, you have the ability to map different things to different keys on your keyboard or your MIDI controller. And just for sake of ease, I already have a tempo, especially like if I'm on the stage and I don't have a keyboard with me. I usually always have the plus and equal sign key tracked to my tap tempo here. So you can see right here, it's linked to the tap tempo. And so when I hit my equal sign key, I hit it and I kind of tap in the tempo and find it there. And so when I was doing that, I was playing it and I kind of tapped along and then I recorded it with the click. You just didn't hear the click because it wasn't playing out over the live stream, right? And then what that allows me to do, especially in Ableton, is see it's 72.12 right now. I can sit here and hit click, 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 and like I'm tapping it. Like that's much more of a shuffle. So I just completely sped it up. Thank you, Ableton. And was able to lock in the tempo. That feels a little bit better. And so now I can actually come over and I can add some drums. So let's see what it would look like to add some drums. Like I feel like a live kind of shuffle vibe is what I'm thinking. What's my for some reason Splice is just not having it. So yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. And yeah, so that's how you do tempos. Give me a second while I'll pull up my just chatting slide, and you guys can tell me if that made sense. While I do that, I'm going to pop over and fix something. Yeah. MJK says, thanks for doing this, brother. I write for TV film. Any tips on breaking into the Christian TV film market? Feel like since the Chosen series, the Christian film industry is expanding. Yeah, the Chosen series had a huge impact on just Christian art in general and like people's approach to it, because I think it was done so well. I've never done any work specifically in the film industry. However, I would imagine it works like many, where it's largely connection based, but having some sort of portfolio or some sort of like way to acquire leads, right? Like, so like when you're acquiring leads for a business, you're essentially doing the same thing when you're trying to find connections and networking and like affiliates, like is what you would call it, like people to affiliate yourself with in the industry. And that's like one way to use the word affiliate. Sorry, needed to load up on coffee. So tell me what coffee you're drinking, if you're drinking some coffee. But yeah, so what I would do is if I was trying to break into film, I would begin to follow all the filmmakers that are currently doing it and seeing and trying to network with them. Then I would kind of like break down the kind of content that they're making, whether it be short form content, long form content on YouTube, whatever it is. And then I would try to see how I can then make my content and make my vision for what I'm making or my art kind of fit within that. But I think it also depends on like what kind of Christian film you're trying to make. If you're trying to break into the film industry, like run camera, that's going to be like jobs and gigs that you're trying to secure. And so that's the kind of the model I would run, is like actually doing like direct outreach to like maybe people that you're trying to like gaff for or whatever like that. If you're trying to actually create films and be a creator, that's a little bit different. I think you start creating by just starting creating, and now for filmmaking and doing movies and The Chosen got started on YouTube in a way, because Dallas, not Dallas Willard, a different Dallas. Dallas Willard is a great Dallas, but Dallas, what is Dallas Green? What's The Chosen guy's name? Whatever his name is, he linked up with another YouTuber. Let's see what his name is. Dallas Chosen. Dallas Jenkins. Yeah. So, let's see here. So Dallas Jenkins, Christian novelist for, his dad wrote Left Behind. I didn't know that. That's wild. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, he linked up with somebody from YouTube. I'm trying to find the name. Daryl Eves. There it is. So Daryl Eves is actually a filmmaker, big YouTube guy, has done stuff with Sean Cannell, that kind of thing. And I think if you're trying to do filmmaking, you start and want to do something like The Chosen, break down what they did, right? So I would start on YouTube. I would begin making YouTube content that is similar to the films that you want to make. Like if you're trying to do storytelling, look at how people are storytelling on YouTube, break it down, and then adapt your stories to that. And then that will begin to amass some sort of following or subscribership, and then you can begin to leverage that to bigger and bigger projects. If you're trying to make your own stuff. If you're trying to get into the industry and just like run camera, I think that one you just got to chase down jobs. But that's my thought. I've never been asked that question. That's a great question. Hopefully that was helpful. And all the Logic guys, dude. I'm sorry about all the Logic guys. So let me pop over to Instagram real fast and let Instagram know that they need to come over to YouTube to get a better experience so that they can see the chat and see what we're pulling up and see what we're doing to hang out and ask questions. Because it's my goal this year to partner with as many creatives as I can in 2025, and this is one of the ways I'm doing it is Beans and Beats. It's not all about making beats, but asking questions. So we're in the throes of answering questions about filmmaking and about finding tempos to production and all of those things. And I was just corrected actually by one of our people over on YouTube. So see, if you're over on YouTube, you can even ask questions and you can do all that stuff. But he said he was we're talking about Christian songwriting, that sort of thing. And MJK just said that he actually is getting into music. So you're trying to do your music first. So then you're very similar. I would still say you need to focus on content, short form content, maybe even find some music creators that are like that and then break that down. So it's the same idea, same strategy, just lead with your music first. And that might even be like a whole niche in and of itself, is finding some sort of niche of filmmaking musicians. Like you'd make cinematic Christian music. Is that what you mean? Like you're trying to like write for sync? That might be a totally different thing too. So all of those things are different monetization models and have different strategies, I would say. That's kind of the challenge of finding the best next step for what you're doing. MJK, are you in Flock yet? If you're not, you should definitely check it out. I don't know why I just played a party noise by accident trying to take his comment off. That's hilarious. Yeah, so for those that don't know, Flock is a community of Christian creatives that I host. And in this community, I have a bunch of different resources, but I have the chance to actually hop on a call one-on-one with me. So if you are maybe stuck or trying to figure out that best next step, I do a free creative audit for everybody that joins this community, and they can hop in and actually we can say, okay, here's the best next step for you and your project. So if that sounds interesting, you hit the links below, check it out. You can run over to join that community, and it's completely free. And that is our complete done. You just come in, hang out with Christian creatives, have a good time, and get free resources. But if you're really looking to take a next step, I actually meet weekly with creatives. We do a little potluck, a little lunch together, and we share ideas, we share devotionals, and we just dive deep into different topics as well as support each other one-on-one in projects. So all of those things are available in the links below. But let's get back into some questions here, because we're doing a little creator Q&A time, and we're working through sync licensing. Yeah, so if you're trying to get into sync, man, that's a whole nother world. I don't know a ton about it in the sense of like networking to sync, because it is so relationship built. I will say there's a great tool out there for if you're looking to write sync, one, to get build that muscle and to execute that skill a little bit more in producing music at a rate that is available for sync. And then there is a way to actually monetize some of it in micro syncing. So there's a company called That Pitch. Let me actually pull it up for you. And yeah, man, I would love to jump on a call. All you have to do is hop over to Run Club, and you can kind of go through all this, join, hang out, and hop on a call. And then if you want that one-on-one stuff, that's over in Flock Creators, which is a super cool group. And we have a lot of fun. A lot of sick stuff is planned for that group. A lot of workshops coming up that I'm super stoked on. But let me pull up over here. So That Pitch. This is a company that I really enjoy. If I was trying to get into sync more, I would do this, and I would do it at a faster rate. If you're good at kind of chunking out songs and making instrumentals, you can probably make a good, decent living off of using That Pitch, and then you can use that as kind of cushion to then push into more Christian scenes. So because That Pitch focus on micro syncing, and micro syncing is more for social content, that music libraries, music bed, that kind of thing. And so That Pitch does that. Sick. Oh, great. So you're already in the next step. So I think for you then is just kind of expanding audience and making content, in which case let's definitely hop on a call. I'd love to maybe strategize some content and breaking those things down. So cool. Let's hop back into some music. Take a break. But if you do have questions, pop them in to the chat, and I will answer them when we get to them. Also, we have a couple other topics. Go ahead and tell me if you want which one you want to kind of jump into first. I might even we'll do the resource rundown after this, but I want to kind of figure out why Splice wasn't working for me. There it is. But why? Let's just quit it, and we'll see. The downfall of tech and running everything in the boxes sometimes doesn't work. There we go. All right, now let's see. Yeah, now I can get some drums. I want loops. All right, let's play this part again. All right, let's. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. All right, let's do this. Let's add. There, I liked this one. Let me show you. So I liked this little. Heck yeah. Let's drag this over here. I liked that drum loop too that we were playing. Yeah, there. All right, let's add a little bit of oh, nope. Yeah. Yep. Oh, weird. That's a wild little when I it's adding like a little I don't know if I like that. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I was in the wrong spot. Actually, I think I want to start on the 4. Always start on the 4. Quick sip of coffee. Splice. Not sponsored. Let's get another. Okay, so now I want to kind of make it a little bit more bouncy. So we're gonna add some bass. That sounds too I like that groove kind of really. Maybe bring up the nope. Let me just do this. Clean, funky, analog, show me. Closer. That might be it. Yeah. That I should have, but I think Ableton has MIDI capture. Hey yo. Oop, not all of you, just you. I want this to be a little bit more legato. Why am I reading this so small? I was watching a video of people the other day speed running this stuff, and I was like, I can't. Extend that. wasn't friendly to my friends on Instagram. Sorry. Let's add some guitar while we're waiting for some questions. Tell me how it sounds out there for you. It all up on me. Probably be recording this. That last one was good. Nice. Let's hear how that sounded. I think that All right, let's chat for a second. Let's bring that down. Let's hop in here. So I know we did have a resource rundown, and so we can talk. Let's talk resources because I see we got some questions in here. So. Here in a second, we are going to dive into a resource rundown. So with this resource rundown, what I want to share with you are a couple things that we talked about in our Flock Run Club, which is a free resource for all creatives. You can head over there. But I know Dawn, or Jenny, as I know her, she had a question about bookkeeping, taxes, while subscribing to different services, all the things that you can add up, and how do you write it off. including Flock. So you can write Flock off if you are a Christian creator. We're a resource for your business if you're a creative business like Jenny is here. So yeah. Just quickly, I am not a tax professional. I know I'm not a tax professional, so do not take my advice on taxes, but you can write off business expenses and resources and digital subscriptions and stuff like that. So one of the people I used to use is Bench Accounting. I really liked them. They unfortunately, though, are no longer in business. So I actually have an individual that does all of my accounting. So yeah, I do have someone that helps me with bookkeeping and taxes, just because it's something that you want to make sure that you have in place, right? So there's a couple different tools out there for like bookkeeping and stuff like that. Honestly, TurboTax is a great one, but if you have a lot of business expenses, I would look into something like Bench. But now that they're there, I'm not sure what people are using. I'm using an individual that I found in my area. So I would start there, maybe talk to some of the business owners that you have, or maybe actually post that in Flock. Jenny, that's a great question, because we do have other business professionals in there that might have a little bit more of a better direct connect that they can give you. But I'll research a couple, and maybe we'll cover that next week in a resource rundown. But I know we had a couple questions in Flock Run Club, and so in a second I want to kind of walk through a couple different resources that I use and some kind of theory that I use around emailing, and why I think email is one of those things that we as creatives need to think through a little bit more and how we approach it. But if you don't know what I'm talking about and you're like, wait, what is this like Flock thing? I want to share a little bit about what we're doing over there to equip Christian creatives. So my whole goal is to partner with different creatives in 2024. So I started a thing called Flock, and Flock Creators is a group where I partner with creators to curate a culture for the kingdom, and in doing that, I am partnering directly on their projects. And so what that means is we meet weekly, we clear bottlenecks together, we dive into devotionals together, and we have creators of all different types. But the beauty is that you have a community of Christian creatives around you asking questions. We check in on one another with these weekly syncs. And in the weekly syncs, we say, here's what I'm working on. Here's the different things that I'm trying to accomplish this week. Can you share how you've done this? And this is just peer-to-peer accountability. And this is necessary as a Christian creatives, especially the accountability part, and just being able to say, hey, here's some things that I'm struggling with, or here's some things that I'm learning. Here's some nuggets that I'm learning that might help you. But what's more important is because we win together when we actually partner together. We get to actually finish our projects and curate a culture for the kingdom, because being a Christian creative is a lot like fitness in a way. And I talk about this a lot, but you need the accountability of somebody saying, hey, are you showing up? Are you doing this? Are you stewarding this well for the kingdom? And are you actually taking a second to figure out how to best use all that God has given you and steward it in a way, and maybe even begin to pursue that as a career and a vocation. And you need accountability to do that, just like in your fitness journey. Along with that, you need nutrition, you need spiritual formation, you need resources to actually help you, guide you as a Christian creative so you don't burn out, so you're not taken over by the things of this world, that you can actually sit there and devote your creativity to God because you have a group of creatives that are holding you accountable, that can give you scripture to combat the enemy with, and that you're checking in with regularly on how you're using it. And finally, a plan. If you're beginning a fitness journey, if you're trying to like accomplish a goal, you need a plan to get there. And so I want to help you get there and work and begin to accomplish what the Lord's trying to do in your life. So a way I am doing that is through Flock. And so run over there. We're running a founding offer on Flock Creators right now. That is, if you head over there and actually sign up, I'm going to work with you for 7 days on a 7-day jumpstart. And then we're going to dive into your project one-on-one, and you get 10 weeks free if you decide to commit to the year. So all that to say, that's my integration, ad read, all the things, because that's what I'm here to do, is to partner with creatives. And so one of the things we did, let me bring this music down for a second, because I want to get into a little bit of landing page philosophy, digital marketing, and email, and why it's so important for Christian creatives. This is something that has been brought up in our community a lot, and even when I talk to Christian creatives that are trying to build a business, this is something that they're trying to work through because it's all about return path. Do you have a return path to your customer, a return path to your fan, a return path to the person that you're trying to share this message with, right? And this is a common thing that we encounter in everyday life is how do we connect with the people we want to connect with? We want to be able to communicate with them in a free and effective way. And so oftentimes as creatives, if you're trying to build your ministry or build your business, or maybe your church is trying to do outreach or whatever situation you might find yourself in, oftentimes we think social is the only way to go. When in reality, social is just an introduction to people. When you're actually trying to build a relationship with somebody, and that's what you're doing with your creative work and with your business, if you're trying to do it in an ethical, Christian way, you're trying to actually engage with somebody. And so doing that requires multiple interactions and having a return path. And so social just can't do that. And so that's why I push all creatives, if you're trying to actually invest in your creative work as a vocation, to begin collecting emails, because over 70% of e-commerce business is actually done on email. 70%. That's insane. And so if you are thinking through okay, how do I actually want to interact and build a ministry or a business or have resources to actually do things, you need a return path to actually be able to make offers and that sort of thing. And it seems to be that the most effective and the most direct is in fact email. So then that begs the question, how do we get to email? How do we actually capture emails, and what do we offer? Well, this is something that we actually go over in Flock Run Club, and specifically in the creators, that when you join, I have a 7-day jumpstart for those that actually come and say, what are the days of action that we want to take, right? And so inside of Flock Run Club, we have this thing called the 7-day jumpstart, and there's a couple different items to it and markers to it. And the reason I do this is because so oftentimes it's easy to not know where you're going, and so I wanted to kind of lay out the steps. And one of these steps is figuring out what it is we're trying to give away or share with people, resource them, so that we can get their email. And that's called a permission offer, and we can talk about that in many different sources, but first we need to talk about the mechanisms and the resources that we use. And so that's why I wanted to do just a quick resource rundown of things that I'm using and have seen used, things that I started with when it comes to collecting email and actually trying to establish, hey, how can I come back and how can I follow back up with you? So just a couple quick resources here. One of the things you want to do when thinking through email services is a lot of them try to clam a lot of different things in there. And they try to be a website landing page, they try to be a CRM, they try to be a text messaging service and all that stuff too. So I'm going to give you two that I think are currently free and have free versions, but also have the way to expand as well. Actually, I'll give you three. The third one will be a paid one, but it's a far better system, and it has a lot more resources and it'll get you more advanced. So if you're a more advanced creator really looking to have a robust email automation system, the third one will be for you. But the first two are for those that are just getting started. So the first one I would suggest is a program called ManyChat. The reason I like ManyChat is a software that allows you to do integration with your social, but also does email and text. It kind of does all the return paths in one. And so one of the ways I use ManyChat, and I can actually pull it up, I don't use ManyChat anymore because I kind of upgraded to a higher CRM, which is a customer relations service. But when I first got it started, in fact, I taught Taylor Swift's manager how to use ManyChat, but that's for another time. It was Taylor Swift's old manager. I was working with him at the time, and he was like, how are you doing this thing? And I was like, oh, it's easy. It's a ManyChat. So I popped in and I showed him. And ManyChat is just a simple chat bot that you can do. And the reason I like it is because you can do the common thing that we're seeing on social media where creatives or people go, hey, comment this word and I'll send you this. That's a simple permission offer, right? You're asking them to take an action so you can send something. And ManyChat has this built in so that you can immediately get their email right from there. So it just eliminates that tension and that friction to actually gather and get somebody's email so that you can return back to them. So ManyChat is one. Another one that's really popular, churches use this a lot, is MailChimp. It's just a trusted brand. I will say my biggest negative to MailChimp is they just really don't develop things. Like they kind of say like we're a email service platform, but now we're going to do websites, but then like the websites kind of suck. So I would say if you want to do MailChimp, you can. A lot of churches use MailChimp, but I would maybe look into ManyChat. So ManyChat, MailChimp is another one, and you can do landing pages on that as well. And then the third and final, and this is one for really a really good resource for independent creators that need a team but don't have a team. Because it allows just so many automations, and that's a software called Drip. This is what I used right before I went to what I'm on now, which is through Indie Pro, which is a CRM and a whole coaching community. They're great. You should check them out too. But what I used before that was Drip, and Drip was what I loved about it. It was a true CRM, but it operated like MailChimp. So like it was very friendly like MailChimp, but had features like forms that I could have people fill out, especially when you have a bunch of different people in churches or organizations that you're working with. You need to be able to have different pathways. And so Drip just allows you to do a little bit more automation, a little bit more nurturing and following up with people that you can actually connect with and send emails to, because again, that's the whole point. And MailChimp just kind of limits you. ManyChat, I think, limits you to a certain amount. Drip, because it's paid, you just get a wider audience, and they don't charge until you hit a certain threshold of subscribers. And so that's really helpful for those that are just getting started, because you don't have to pay for so many. And the reason I also, you want to go with bigger services over like ones that are maybe a little bit smaller is because email deliverability matters greatly when it's coming from services. And so you're kind of leaning on their brand and leaning on their email servers to kind of get through and do more there. So that's the resource rundown for today. Hope you enjoyed it and hope it was helpful. Let me know if you have any recommendations of what resources you're using. You can drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Or you can check out Run Club and Flock and all the resources that we're making for Christian creatives in there, as well as ask any other further questions that you have about making and what you're working on. So I'm going to revisit this. I want to revisit the loop for a second, and then maybe we'll talk about a couple other things, a faithful flow moment. But any other questions, let me pull up the just chatting, because we got a couple people. If you're watching on Instagram, head over to YouTube, because YouTube's way cooler when it comes to layouts and fun things that we can do. And I just love the platform. So let me see here. Let me see if I can pull up my scene selection. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't see it. Yeah, so let me just pull back into this, and we'll hit Faithful Flow before. I wish this, if anybody knows or has done streaming a lot, I would love to figure out a way to get this to continually update. I bet it's right here, actually. Oh yeah, it is. Nice. Yeah. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to edit this widget real fast to make sure that it, yeah, it continues transition. No. Frame rate save, auto, keep running. Yes. Nice. I just reset it. Yeah. Don, Jenny, it's going to mess me up with the usernames. We got to fix that. Yeah, it is fairly easy to import emails when you're going from service to service. All you do is you export it as a CSV file. So what is it? A comma something variable file, CSV file, and then you upload that. You can do that with ManyChat, MailChimp. All of the services will have that, and that's all you do. As long as you have permissions and set it up the way that they have. All of them are different and have different templates, but you should be able to upload your email list there. Appreciate it. You like the tasteful hi-hat, snare movement, all, yeah. I was vibing with it too. In fact, let's pop over. Those are all the topics we can go. Let's listen to where we're at right now. It is like very slow jammy. This isn't normally a style I make. I don't know. Anybody drinking coffee? We're on the second hour. We can take a beat. Take a minute for a second. I could mango juice. MJK, let's talk about it, man. You can have this beat. No, for real. That's one way I partner with artists is I work on their songs. So, man, if you like this vibe, come hang out. Logan, what's up, my guy? W Stream. We're hanging out, chill vibes. That's the points of Beans and Beats. We've kind of hit that hour. We've hit the hour mark. We've got a loop down. Now it's all developing. Now it's all just sitting here developing the vibe of the song, the structure of the song, right? So this is the seed. Now we get to develop, and so we can keep developing, and then maybe talk through some Faithful Flow, right? So Faithful Flow is going to be. Faithful Flow is going to be a dive into some of the tactics. So I've talked to over 100 creators now. And when talking to those creators, they've run into many different common problems, but the first one is time. And so I ran an experiment in our creators group to kind of apply a business tactic and a business time blocking aspect. And everybody who's applied it has just been like, it changes the way I make. And so we'll talk about that in Faithful Flow. But for now, just sipping on coffee for just a minute, taking a break, enjoying what the Lord has made with the chill vibes and chill stream. So go ahead and take a second and share the stream. That's a thing you do, right? Share the stream with somebody. We got 5 of you watching. That's sick. So if we take 5, share that could be 10. And that will allow us to reach more, partner with more creatives. And then maybe MJK can sing on this song. We'll put it out. We'll make it sick. Who knows? Whatever you want to do, you can just hit the link in the bio. Come hang out. I'll audit all of your creative work, and we'll figure out what the best next step is for you in Run Club or in Flock Creators, or working on a project one-on-one. So check out all the links. Do all the things. I think I do want to add more guitar on this, so before I jump in, I'm not jumping back in, but let me know if you guys want to do any Maker, Faithful Flow stuff, or if we want to continue kind of working and developing this. I can talk about song structure, song development. The world is our oyster today. I am going to turn up these keys because I think Classic church. All right, let's add a B section because I think let's do a yeah, let's do that. Let's so what we're gonna do is I am gonna bring down my electric real fast. Is that electric real hot for you guys too? I have no idea how that sounds out there. We'll see. Oh, you can't even hear it. Nice. Let's see how that sounds for you guys. So we know it can get big. I'm not sure I want to do that though. Because I think we have too much. Oh no. A wild technical director has appeared. Love it. I missed what he will not. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do something like that. I should probably just record it. What coffee you drinking, Matt? Hopefully you're drinking some coffee. Oh, I just realized I was on a... let me... Ooh, I kind of... Should I go to the... Nah. We'll just stay simple. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't like that. We're gonna do it again. I'm just gonna do, I think, just big washes for a B section. Well, I started on the 4, didn't I? Kind of like that. Stay. Let's see. I don't know how that fits with the piano. That's my concern. That piano's so loud. Let me share my screen. Ooh. Poor people on Instagram can't see. But if you're on Instagram and you can't see, you should be watching on YouTube because it's better. I'm surprised Matt's on YouTube and not on Discord. Woo! Come on, though. Those keys sound tight. All right, let's build this out. Let's add a little bit of structure. So I definitely know I want to start with the keys, and then guitar's not going to come in until later. So we're going to move this puppy down here. I did like the drums, but I don't want them to come in right away. So we're going to take all of this and move it way down, probably this, because we probably won't even get full drums in until verse 2 maybe. So that would probably even be more down here. And also let me know if this is like helpful. All right. So we'll start. Then we'll say here is when. Come on. That's nasty. Ooh, let's fix that. There's that one part right here. These need to be longer, cause it's too short. You lose the groove. That was the one. That's what that B shouldn't be there. That's what I meant to do. I meant to do a... Move it down. Now we're gonna get real nasty, okay? Now we're gonna drop the keys. Move this down here. Bring keys back in. Nice. Yeah, so that we got a little instrumental verse 1 kind of deal there, which I think is good. I should probably save this. Don't be like me. What should we call it? All right, chat. You're there. What should we call this thing? Ooh, we don't want to show all the things. Whoops. Just kidding. Those aren't secret. Yeah, tell me, what should we name this here? Let's see. Logan suggested chill vibes when he hopped in, so we could do chill vibes. Jenny mentioned mango juice, so that is definitely an option. Mango juice is what she's currently drinking, and I'm drinking coffee, so we can say mango juice coffee, mango coffee. And Matt is just saying no, I will not. So. Let's go mango juice, because it does kind of feel like you're just sipping on mango juice, just chilling, even though I don't actually feel like that's how the melody is going to be. So let's go ahead and get a top line to this too, before we hop into Faithful Flow. We'll do a little bit of Faithful Flow, and then we'll come back into, so mango juice. Nope. All right.
I don't think about the ways that lead me. Da 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 da.
So when I top line, normally I just take a section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take now that we have a low verse 1, I kind of just want to leave it. I don't want to top line it because who knows? We might have some people that want to have it because that's not really IP vibe yet. And for people that don't know, when I release music, it's under the name Illumination Project, and so what is going on? Just a pad. Yo. Jeez. Cool. Yeah, we'll save that. We'll just save it. We'll save it. Well, let me hop in here, and I want to share one thing with you guys quickly before we head out for the day, because one of the things that I've seen a lot of creatives run up against is this idea of how do I manage all my projects, right? Like, literally have talked to, so those that are just joining the stream or just, popping in or maybe watching the replay of this. By the way, I'm going to do this every Thursday. So every Thursday I do Beans and Beats where I grab a coffee and I open up my office for creative office hours. And if you don't have questions, you can come hang out, drink coffee, and watch me make beats, or you can just ask questions about the projects that you're working on, how to steward your creativity well in your church or in your job or in your vocation. Like, how are you using it as a Christian creative? So we're going to talk through a couple different things. And one of the things I wanted to hit before I left was Faithful Flow, because as I've kind of talked to different creatives in Run Club, one of the main issues that they have when it comes to really just living life faithfully as a Christian and like executing their work or finishing their projects is time, right? And I think this is something that we all relate with. We all relate with the idea of time. And take a sip of coffee and water, because you always have to double down, right? So, like I said, within my community of creatives that I've been pouring into and like kind of walking with, and kind of launched this thing called Run Club. And as people have joined, I've talked to them like, hey, what's your bottleneck? And as I've talked to over 100 creatives now, one of the biggest bottlenecks that they have is time and how to execute their projects and fit it into the time and manage their projects properly. And so within our creator community, and the Flock Creators is a community of creators that I work with one-on-one on their projects and do different sort of things. In this community, I decided to share a time blocking strategy, but also a commitment to different methods of work. And so when I actually implemented this into my creativity, I not only began to balance the work a little bit more, but I also began to finish my projects at a timely speed, or just know like, this can't be done, right? Because I only have this much amount of time to execute. Because so many times we try to add something to our schedule, or add a project, or add a song, or add a video onto a different thing that we're doing, and we fail to remember that we have to eliminate that thing, because it also takes up time, right? And so one way that I've kind of used to strategize and really like kind of block my time, because for me it's good to just put it under different headers of things that I do to kind of further my mission and vision of what the Lord's kind of called me to do forward. And one of those things is instituting a thing that I've talked about in our creator community quite a bit, and so I wanted to share it with you here, is the idea of maker and manager blocks. So a maker block is a block where you tend to do deeper work, right? When you make things, because when we make things, we actually need time to explore. We need time to loosen up. We need time to warm up a little bit. And a lot of times we can't just like jump into that. And so planning a time where you have at least one big chunk of deep work time is crucial to really anybody, but especially as a creative and you're trying to develop your projects. You need time where you can kind of get lost in them. So I tried to tell creators to have at least one maker block a week. If you can. If this is something that you're really trying to develop, if this is a skill you're trying to develop, have one maker block a week, or two mini maker blocks. So one maker block would be that giant, deep 4-hour block where you're getting into the project, you're getting into the flow state, and you're doing what you need to do to get the project done. or a mini maker block would be breaking that up into 2 separate sections. I heard somebody playing drums, so I wanted to make sure that wasn't on me, or somebody knocking on our door of the office. So yeah, a maker block would be a section of time, 2 hours where you can dive in, do the deep work, or 2 mini maker blocks, 2 hours of time, and you have to protect these religiously. These aren't times where you just kind of say, okay, well, I have 2 hours, let me watch a YouTube video for an hour and do this. Like, no, these 2 hours are meant to be sitting here and doing what you need to do to forward your project forward, whether that's developing a song, whether that is writing a script, whether that is editing the video down, whatever it is, have that time set aside to where you can do that deep work. But then the problem we ran into as Christian creatives and as creatives that have so many different things to do is, how do I get like the many things done? Like, how do I send the emails to the booking agency that I need? How do I follow up with the partners that I'm partnering with, or the sponsors for this? Like, how do I do all that? And so you have to have a separate block, which are manager blocks. And manager blocks are shorter bits of time, but time that can be filled with tasks that you can kind of jump to from one to another, right? And so these are very admin-oriented tasks. I also count my manager blocks for times that I meet with people because those can be quicker meetings. So I kind of have what I try to do is I schedule the rest of my time into manager blocks. So really it's 2 categories. So oftentimes we try to split everything up into 1,000 different things. Are you making or are you managing when it comes to your creative work? Are you making something or are you managing it? And so when you begin to categorize them, it kind of helps you not only strategically see what the next step is, but it also allows you to see, oh, this is completely undoable because I don't have enough time. And so whenever you are saying like the thing that's holding me back is time, take a step back. Where's your manager block? Where's your maker blocks? And how are you spending them? And this is something that we do in the Flock community. As soon as you join, I hop on a call with you. We set your manager block and we set your maker block, and then you announce that to the community and kind of commit to one another and say, hey, I'm doing this during this time. Follow up with me. And as the creator community, we kind of come behind you and say, yes, do it. How'd it go? And then we have a jump start. So as you begin to start pursuing this, we kind of walk with you through this, and you can check out all that in the links below, because it's my goal to partner, again, with as many Christian creatives as I can in 2025, and there's multiple ways in which we're doing that. And one of the ways is helping you understand just how to use your time well and to strategize your projects and put them into compartments so that you can do them, because part of stewardship is living a life well lived and living it in a way that is structured and organized, and you are pursuing your calling and your skill faithfully with all of your work and all of your effort in a systematic nature. And trust me, I'm not the most organized person. I'm not the best time management person, but this changed my creative work and my vocational work, and I've seen it change many other lives of Christian creatives. So I would highly recommend, if you're trying to really develop the skill of stewarding your gifting, develop those manager blocks, block them out, and then develop those maker blocks. Again, 2 categories. What are you making to further your project forward, and what are you managing and beginning to hand off or can do quickly to move your project forward? So that is just my quick tip for today, Faithful Flow. And drop me your thoughts in the chat. What do you guys think? Have you guys done similar strategies as that? Also, if you have any softwares that you use, drop those in the chat. I'd love to hear. I'm a big Asana guy, and I know there's a couple others. But let's listen one more time through the beat, and then I'm gonna go get some lunch. But just so that you know, everybody that is watching, one of the things that we do every week is we hop on a kind of like a potluck of sorts of ideas in our Christian community of creators. So every week I meet with creators on a Zoom call. We break through bottlenecks, fix things, and Jenny's in there. She says it's super helpful, and I agree. So definitely go check that out. I think we're going to hit over 100 members in Run Club by the end of the week. And I would love to see more Run Club members really level up to investing into their creative calling and become Flock creators. So if that sounds like something you want, and you want a creative in your corner that will hold you accountable if you want a creative in your corner that will hold you accountable to what the Lord's called you to do, give you a plan to do it, and then begin to walk with you and give you tools along the way, Flock Creators is for you. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can literally start for free right now. So click the link below and check it out. But let's take a listen to where we are for this Beans and Beats episode, and we will call it a wrap. I will be hanging out in the community, though. I'll be hanging out in Flock Run Club. So if anybody wants to join us over there, we can hang out, share resources, encourage one another, and pursue our creative calling faithfully as Christian creatives. So any final words, any final questions? I'm happy to sit here as we wrap up our time together. In fact, I'll just throw on the Just Chatting. How do we feel about the Just Chatting? That's still not right. We can't leave on that. Yeah, I don't know why I'm playing. It should be, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Silly, TJ, music theory. Hey, I'm curious if the subscriber thing works. So if you're not subscribed already to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe. I'd like to see if that changes, because we have the new stream stuff out. So help me test it and hit subscribe on the YouTube channel so we can see your name come up. I want to see if it works. We're at 93 members in Run Club right now. Head over, join Run Club. And that's our beat for all right. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining the stream. Let me know if I should do more of these and more often. I'm down to do it. Subscribe to the channel. Check out all the things that we have going on to resource Christian creatives. And yeah, join Flock, where we can kind of partner with you as a Christian creative to curate a culture for the kingdom. That's my hope. And until then, I will see you next time. Later.